This is the MJX Bugs 19 EIS, and this is the drone that I'm really the most excited about. I've got the new DJI Mini 3 Pro. I've got two new EXO drones that haven't even been released yet, and just this morning I was flying a little tiny whoop toothpick combo that was a blast. But this right here is the key for most people, I think, right? What we have here is a sub 250 gram drone with image stabilization, and it's less than $200. In fact, this one is less than $150, right? There are a couple of things here. You need a drone that's under 250 grams to avoid registration and a whole lot of other regulations in the US and in other countries. It checks that box. Also, you want stabilized video, and we know that MJX has been making really good electronically stabilized cameras for a while. The Bugs 12 and Bugs 20 had no gimbals, and they were pretty darn fantastic. Has MJX put it all together and delivered the unicorn, the sub 250 gram drone with a good camera for under 200 bucks, under $150? Stay tuned. All right, so let's talk about what I have in my hands here. This is a foldable drone, much like the Mavic Mini. That's really kind of what started all the craze. Tiny little compact foldable drone, fits in your pocket if you want it to. And yeah, that's what we have here. This is actually the second Bugs 19 MJX has released. I reviewed this Bugs 19 without image stabilization a while back, and it's okay, but the pictures and videos coming out of the original, not so great. The image stabilization is definitely a step up with this little lime green guy. And when we compare it to the DJI Mini, this is the Mini 2. This is a $450 drone, right? $150, $450. We got a full gimbal, no gimbal here, but I think if you're a beginner, you don't need all the bells and whistles that this guy has. You're looking for something to get started. You can take decent pictures and video. Now, I'll get to the pictures and video in a second, but it's important to know that it's not going to compare with this DJI drone. It isn't even going to compare really with the Mini SE, which is basically the same thing as the Mini 2, software limited and different image transmission system. The Mini SE is hands down the best drone you can get for less than 300 bucks. It's also sub 250 gram drones, so you can skirt the regulations with that one as well. But what I'm looking for, what I really want to get my hands on, is a drone for somewhere between $150 and $200 that has good pictures and video and is less than 250 grams. That's where this guy comes in. So let's talk a little bit more about this guy. We know the weight, we know that it's image stabilization, but what kind of camera does it have? Well, it's actually a 2K camera. All of the videos and pictures are shot at 2560 by 1440, right? That's, you know, a lot of people call that 2K. Some people call that 2K, some people call it 1440, whatever you want to call it. It's slightly better than HD. It's not quite 2.7. It's somewhere in between. Now, it does look like you can switch between 1080 and 4K. Neither one of those will actually change anything. This only shoots in that 2K. It does have a handful of intelligent flight modes. It has a follow me now. It'll follow the remote. I was actually having it follow me, and one of the things you can't do when it's in follow mode is control the drone, and that was a problem for me here as I got a little too close to this tree. Now, it did hit the tree, it did recover, it did not crash, but it was just kind of, you know, short-sighted to not give me the ability to control this drone. I had to take it out of the mode in order to control the drone. So when it's in follow me, you don't have control of the quad. Same thing goes with the orbit. Now you can set the orbit diameter, and that is kind of a nice feature. Those are the two features I think most people are looking for: follow me and orbit, and they both come with this drone. You do also have that smart return to home, so if you lose picture or video, you push that button and it'll come back to you. I tried that on a handful of occasions, and it's pretty solid. It comes and lands within, you know, in my case it was 2 to 3 feet. In some cases you might get better luck, some cases, you know, might be a little bit worse, but still it's going to come back to you, and then once it gets in your sight, you can take control of this drone and land it where you need to. Everything is going to be recorded right here in an SD card. Initially I took this out with a 32 gig card and it didn't work. I don't know, maybe there's a card's fault. I put it in a 16 gig and it recorded just fine. It says make sure you have memory above class 10, so make sure you're doing that. It does have some sensors on the bottom, some IR, and an optical flow camera, so it'll be pretty darn stable, and it's stable in GPS mode and in attitude mode as well. One of the things that is really nice about this drone is it comes in this nice carrying case, so you unzip, and there's a nice spot for the drone, 2 extra batteries, the remote controller, and then you've got this little mesh up here with all your instructions, extra cables, another set of propeller, stuff like that. I'm going to walk you through how to use the remote right here. We've got some little grips that you slide down. The antennas fold up. The power switch is right here. You flip that on, and you can see you get some telemetry data, the distance and height of the drone, right? Distance, how far is it from you, and how high is it up. You can see that I'm in high mode. This button right here, a long press, will switch you between sport mode and low speed mode. I found that in low speed mode, it just was not powerful enough to fight really even a light breeze. So you're gonna wanna make sure you keep it in high mode or sport mode. This button up here in the upper right-hand corner is your return to home. So if you lose it, tap that button. Actually, you kind of hold that button, it comes back to you. This is your camera button. A tap here will take a photo. A long press will take will start the videos. Then we have your takeoff button. Takeoff and land button here. We've got a gimbal wheel on this side. This is a fake gimbal wheel, doesn't do anything with my left finger. In order to get this thing started, you want to push this lock button. Let's go ahead and get it started. Now you probably don't want to be flying a drone like this indoors, but I'm going to show you how it works. All right, step 1, unfold the drone itself. Step 2, turn it on. I think it's hold it down until those lights all light up. All right, once you've turned it on, then you're gonna go into your phone, the Wi-Fi settings, tap on your Wi-Fi, and find some sort of Wi-Fi that looks drone related. In this case, it's drone 4E-291 something something something. Tap on it and let it connect. Once it connects, you're gonna need to open up the app. Now the app, there's a QR code in the manual. It's X-Drone. I've already downloaded it here. X-Drone, tap on that, open up the app, and then you can click on enter device. Now you can see I've got video here. Now the phone will rest right in the top of the remote here. A little flap down and kind of wedge it in there. Now you're gonna need a newer cell phone in order for this to work. I'm indoors, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch my GPS off. That's this button here on the side. Now it's in attitude mode. Let's back some stuff up. All right, so we've got a picture on the phone. You can see it. Here we go. I really don't recommend you fly this thing indoors, but what's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, to get it started, you're gonna press this red button, the unlock button. Motor starts spinning. All right. Look at that. Pretty darn stable, even indoors. I don't recommend you do that, but this is a fun little quad. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the video coming out of this drone. This is that 2560 by 1440. It looks like you can change resolution in the app, but you just cannot. And it's kind of stabilized, but not really. You can still see some shakes and jitters, especially when it yaws or if the drone is rolling heavily. You could fly slowly, and that's what I tried to do here, but you can see it is just struggling to fight the wind. These are some videos that I saved to the SD card, and I also tried saving to the phone as well. When you do that, it's going to save in HD, but really only 720p quality. There are a couple of different video settings. I tried this one in the bright setting, but I feel like it just gets a little oversaturated in the bright setting. So definitely better than the Bugs 19 original, but still could
be a little bit better. You know, I was hoping for a little bit more. Still a good drone. You know, 21-minute flight time. Expect to get 16 to 18 minutes. And, you know, with a range of 300 meters, really, you got to keep this thing within line of sight. Otherwise, it's going to get away from you and you're going to lose signal. But the return to home does work well, so there's that.
So at the end of the day, I'm actually a little disappointed in this. For $150, yeah, it's a really good drone, sub 250, some image stabilization, definitely an improvement over the Bugs 19, but it's still, you know, knowing what MJX can do, it's disappointing because they have better cameras, they have better stabilization. I feel like they just need to take the camera from the 12 or the 20, stick it on here, and boom, they'd be good to go. Maybe the processor, you know, needs to be bigger. Maybe they couldn't get chips, who knows? But they're close. They are really close to what I think would be the best beginner drone out there. Still not bad, not a bad little drone, just isn't what I was hoping for. So I'm disappointed. Are you? Let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Is this good enough for a beginner? Is this good enough video for you? If not, tell me, what do you think is the best beginner drone? Does price really matter? Should we be sending people to buy the new Mini 3 for 750 bucks, the Mini 2 for 450, the SE for 299, or something else? Again, let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you check us out on halfchrome.com. We'll catch you later. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.